So I guess it's finally time to talk about the bad news that pretty much everybody's been seeing, but not really anybody has been talking about. It's like Shaq behind that damn tree. I'm really trying to act like I can't see him, but I obviously see it. So a lot of people still believe that RELL is gonna release in December. And this is mostly due to RELL movie 2 getting 1.1 million views, and in that video they say it's gonna release in December for the public. But that's obviously not accurate for many reasons. And obviously movie 1 and movie 2 get the most views because they're like the biggest event out of all the RELL stuff. So a lot of people are still under the pretense that it's gonna be like that when it's just not. But let's address this as easily as possible. Right before they said RELL was meant to come in December, they said CC, which is closed community, was supposed to come in early October. I don't know if you guys own a calendar, but it's November, so the entire October has passed. So if the information literally said 0.3 seconds before they said that isn't accurate, then why would you think that's accurate, to be honest? But what did we get in October? We got a video called RELL's open testing phase. That was made on the 1st of October, and we have not gotten a single public sneak since. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the longest times throughout RELL's entire development that they've been this quiet for this long. Like, they've definitely had a few weeks before where they didn't say much, but I don't think it's ever been this quiet for like over a month. Now obviously that can mean a lot of things, but we'll talk about that in a second. So what did they say in RELL's open testing phase? Well, they said a lot of things that sounded like they weren't continuing with what they said in movie 2. I might play the clip, I might not play the clip, to be honest, but basically what he said is they don't have a set release date anymore or a release month anymore. They're gonna keep us updated months in advance. Now if you're doing the math, you might realize something about that. They said that in October, and they said they don't have a set date and they'll keep us updated months in advance. So what does that mean just there? If they're gonna keep us updated months in advance, that means I would assume minimum 2 months. So if I'm doing the math right, they would already know at that point in time if it was gonna come in December. So if they say it has no set release date, that basically means it's not coming in December anymore, or at the very least most likely not. So I'm not gonna lie, me personally, at that point in time I was already pretty sure it's gonna be looking like a 2025 release at this point. But the thing is, I really didn't talk about it that much simply because there hasn't been anything RELL's related to talk about in over a month. So if you happen to miss that one video where I talked about it, you probably have no idea I even said anything about it. And if I'm being completely honest, in the RELL's open testing phase video that they made, they talked about it at the very end with a bunch of other cool things going on in the video. So I could see a lot of people not paying attention because they were so focused on the other things they showed and talked about. Now the next thing that can be seen as good or bad news, just kind of depending on how you look at it, is they did confirm movie 3. Now obviously it is good because there is a lot of things about the game that we really don't know about, and it's going to give them another opportunity to show that stuff to us. But at the same time, this basically sets another check mark that we probably need before we're getting RELL's release, or possibly even RELL's CC. What I would assume would probably happen is they drop movie 3, then drop CC shortly after, kind of building hype for CC. I don't know what would be the point of dropping RELL's movie 3 after CC, as people would already have played the game and understood what's in RELL's movie 3 would kind of be useless. So I am pretty confident that it's going to be before CC. Now if you're an optimistic person, you might be thinking, damn, they might just drop CC any day now, and then they could still be on schedule to actually release in December. And you know, I appreciate you being optimistic, man. I really mess with you, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, you would be wrong because they need to do things even before CC, and that is in the form of the open testing phase that video was about, and they announced in Discord. And let me actually talk about what this phase is. So they posted this the day after they made the video, so on the 2nd of October, and they said testing will be open to a select number of players, which are basically going to be handpicked from them, and gold and silver members. I'm pretty sure they're going to have applications for this again. I know they had applications before for tester. I'm not sure if they're going to go off those again or there's going to be new applications, but basically they're going to pick a certain number of people, and you're not going to be playing the real full game when you actually load in. They're going to start with the basics of the game, like basic combat, not even with all the fruits and everything, literally very basic combat. They said you're going to start with the basic starter outfit, all the starter weapons, which are dagger, spear, flintlock, and katana, and some combat passives. Now by combat passives, I'm pretty sure they're referring to the card system, but basically the people that are actually lucky enough to get in are going to be starting with the very bare bones of the game, and basically testers are just going to be doing that for a decent amount of time, at least enough time for them to fix the major issues or any issues probably in general, and just optimize the game fully, or optimize this part of the game fully. Then once they actually do finish that phase where everybody's using the basic stuff, they're going to go into phase 2. And how phase 2 is going to work is you're going to basically get one fruit at a time, and you're going to be able to test fruit combat. So by how it sounds, it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to actually compare the fruits at the same time. So like I can't use flame and you can use ice and we can 1v1 with different fruits. It's going to be like we're both using flame, then we're both using ice, etc. And I assume this is for the same reason. If they gave us access to every single fruit at the same time, some of the lesser popular fruits are not going to get tested very well. So basically they're making it so you have to use every fruit. fruit. Like, let's be real, if they just let us test all fruits at once, let's be honest, bro. Light and flame, for example, and ice are getting tested a lot more than fucking chalk. Unless we have some Buggy D GOAT supporters, but hey, let me know. Now, one thing I will say is without having mixed fruit combat, you know, like different fruits fighting each other, it's going to be very hard to test the actual balance of each fruit. Now, maybe they're just planning on waiting for CC for that, but if I was them, after each fruit is tested individually, I would let people actually mix the fruits and fight each other with different fruits, because without being able to fight with different fruits at once, it's going to be very hard to compare the fruits and actually balance them. And I'm going to give a controversial opinion. I do think balancing is sometimes overblown. I don't think RELL needs to be perfectly balanced to be good, but with that being said, it still is very important, and they definitely need to not play around with that. Now, along with this, they did give us a list of every confirmed completed fruit in the game currently. Now, for those that don't know, there is 32 fruits confirmed for release, or I believe 32, maybe 31. So every fruit that you don't see on this list is not done yet. Now, as you'll find out shortly, that's a lot of fruits that aren't done yet, so it does make sense that the game is not getting done as soon as we thought. The fruits that are currently completed are Flame, Ice, Love, Light, Barrier, Sand, Smoke, Bison, Allosaurus, Gravity, Chop, Paw, Soul. Now, assuming I can actually count correctly, that's 13 fruits. So that leaves another 18 or 19 fruits to be completed. Now, to be fair, this was posted over a month ago, so there is a chance that there is more fruits completed now. I'm pretty sure they haven't been updating this list, so who knows exactly how many more are done, but I'm pretty sure this is a big part of why CC hasn't dropped yet. Now, what is confusing to me, and I feel like a lot of you guys will agree with me on this, is why hasn't testing dropped yet? I mean, knowing what they have confirmed to be in testing, I feel like they are just waiting to get more hype around it, possibly, because the things they confirmed to be at the start of testing are all very basic things, and they're all things that are 100% completed to our knowledge, at least. I mean, we're talking about basic combat. They've shown us basic combat. Maybe they're still making changes, but for the most part, it seems complete, and it's not like they need all fruits completed to test the completed fruits. They could just test the completed fruits and then give testers new fruits once they're completed. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I would assume it has something to do with like marketing and hype, to be honest, because obviously they do have the ability to test like basic combat right now if they wanted to, but I mean, maybe there's some reasons I don't know about, or maybe it is marketing. Like I said, marketing is important as hell, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you go crazy. But I mean, genuinely let me know how you guys feel about this, because they did announce this over a month ago, so it is a little confusing when they don't say anything, in my opinion at least. But hopefully we do get an announcement surrounding testing relatively soon. Now it's finally time to talk about what's probably the worst news, and that's the fact that there has been no news for over a month. I mean, it could possibly be good news, but the reason I say bad news is because in terms of release date, I mean, it's very unlikely when you don't get news for an entire month this close to release date that we're actually going to end up getting released when it was initially supposed to happen. Now, to be fair, after open testing phase, they did say they want to grind in silence, like pure grinding and really not sneaking and stuff, so it does make sense. And I believe the RELL brothers have earned the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. I feel like we can't say they probably are just grinding in silence. But RELL brothers, if you're watching this, I just feel like a quick announcement, you know, regarding the current progress and when we're actually looking at this point. I really don't feel like it could hurt. Obviously, some people are going to be mad, but some people are going to be mad regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's a lose-lose scenario. If you say something, people are going to be mad. If you don't say anything, people are going to be mad. But for me personally, I just feel like keeping the people updated is the most important thing above all, because I'm going to be honest, I really have no idea when RELL is coming at this point. You guys in the comments, let me know when you guys think it's coming. If I had to take a guess, I would hope for early 2025, but I really have no idea. I feel like what I can hope for right now, which is still somewhat realistic, is to get CC in December and then getting full release in like February, for example. But we'll just have to wait and see what they tell us, because at this point, I really got no idea. But I know I haven't been uploading a lot recently. I'm sure a lot of y'all have noticed, but that is going to stop now. Maybe, hopefully, sort of. Okay, I'm trying, okay? But that's not the point. The point is it's lock-in season, and make sure to like and subscribe, because you're not going to want to miss what's in lock-in season. Trust me, this is the craziest thing you've seen ever. Nah, but for real, y'all don't understand how much the support you guys show actually means to me and does for the channel, so I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Later.